Adults with Down syndrome. Today is even more special because we are honoring our founder, Kay McGee. When Kay and Marty McGee's daughter, Tricia, who is up here on the stage, when Tricia was born in 1960, they were advised by their pediatrician to place her in an institution. At that time, the condition was not known as Down syndrome, but as to what we refer to today as the M word. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It was just 1 year after Professor Jerome Lejeune discovered that individuals with Down syndrome have an extra chromosome. For you young parents here especially, you should know that in 1960, there were no support groups. There were no support for parents. There was no support for children. No programs at all. No education rights. No early intervention. In fact, nothing. Keep in mind, everybody, that that was before the women's movement, the peace movement, the social revolution that came later in the 60s. Kay paid no attention to the norms of the times. There were other reasons why the work Kay did in 1960 was groundbreaking. The medical profession was indifferent or opposed to the efforts that she made, especially within their own community. In 1960, there were very few women taking leadership roles in organizations. And Kay's decision to start the MDSC was radical at that time. She faced down all odds and broke new ground because a job needed to be done, and she did it very well. Kay, with the support of her husband, Marty, reached out to other parents, and they provided support to each other. She also found some wonderful professionals, and to this day, NADS really respects the concept of parents and professionals working together to make this a better world for our children and adults with Down syndrome. We're honored also today to have some former members of the NADS board. They were active in the 60s and 70s, and I would like to ask you to stand if you were involved in the 60s and 70s. I know you're here. We were just talking. Marjorie, Martha. Thank you all most sincerely for paving the way for us. It was Kay's vision and hard work that created NDC, but it took a group of true pioneers to pull it off. Thank you. You created an organization with a strong foundation, and we have been fortunate to build on it. In 1972, when my son Chris was born, just 12 years after the organization was founded, we already had early intervention, and in no small measure due to the efforts of Kay and the other parents. They fought long and hard for special education rights for our children as well as their own. I can see Kay at conferences dashing around. She'd be up and down with such energy and vitality, and if you got in the way, she would bowl you right over. Kay and Marty have 3 other children, Marty, Mike, and Jen. Could you just stand up just so that people know who you are? Many times when a baby is born with Down syndrome, the new parents wonder what effect, what negative effect this will have on their other children. I think the McGee family and the extended McGee family today answer all of those words. They turn out really well. To Kay's grandchildren, I want to tell you that you will meet very few people in your life who will have a greater impact on society than your grandmother had. For a whole segment of our society, she created a new world. She formed the oldest organization in the country, and she also was instrumental in forming the National Down Syndrome Congress, which now has members in all 50 states and in 14 other countries. So the ripples that she broke when she broke ground are still rippling around the world. She is someone of whom you should be very proud, just as we are. Kay's daughter Jan recalls the nightly family exercise sessions on the living room floor to help with Trisha's development. She can still picture her mom's arms pumping in the air with victory signs when special education became a reality for Trisha and for other children with Down syndrome. Trisha was educated in public schools, including Oak Park River Forest High School. Kay fought for appropriate education for her daughter throughout her life. And in doing so, she fought for all of our children. As you watch the models today, you will surely see that we have come a long way. And that is something that we couldn't have done without Kay's vitality and leadership in a foregone time when life was tough. Thank you, Kay, and God bless you. We will be forever grateful.
Everything I'm going to say. This is my daughter, Trisha. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us. Go downstairs. Thank you, everything that Sheila said